The Helldivers is secretly a crossover with Factorio. The Helldivers weaken the forces of the planet, and then some poor roughneck engineer is sent down to build the factory. I mean, you say that, but I haven't met a Factorio player who's unhappy with their lot, so I'm not sure I would say poor person. I think they're where they want to be. Good night, Silent Night. You have a good one, mate. And you do get guns in Satisfactory. It's just further down the research line. Right, now that I've got this, I will set up restocking of stone and wood again until I've got those things coming in from external sources. Dear colleague, I am Mir Kailem of Alias, the dignified, the great humanist, etc., etc. Perhaps you've heard of me. I see your struggles and hereby extend a helping hand. Remember that Kalim may be menacing, but I am also just and kind. No, I decline. I don't need your money. I've got loads. Can't you see? My coffers are overflowing. They won't last that long. Be that so long, but for now, because I've mostly sold a lot of armor and various other bits and bobs that they sent over. There is a lot of that stuff being sold right now. Actually, we've got all of that set up over here. I don't need armor being sold here. Let's turn this off. Donk. Yeah, we'll have that turned off for now. At this stage, do I sell meat? Yes. Do I sell leather? Yes. Do I sell that? Yes, I do. I sell all of them. Do I sell... Yeah, I sell the opiates. Okay. Things are where they need to be right now. Now let's have a watch of stuff out here. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit less good. People are getting less happy with this area. I need to get some happiness buildings. That's going to require a workforce of 4. Growth -8, health -4. I need that to increase. We'll see what we can do. But growth is going to continue for a little bit, but loyalty is dropping. I could send an army out to restore their happiness with me, but it'll take some time. Had 1+ of coal. I mean, I'm going to be honest, Alias is definitely a target because they produce coal and stone. Not the best things to have. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. That is dangerous in this game to have those as things that you've got available to you. Oh, good lord. Yeah, I can see why you've got a 3,500 strong army. You're probably fending off attacks constantly. The amount of stone they had. My goodness. We've got 1 hospital visit. The amount of injuries. Small injuries will heal in time. Critical ones will lead to death unless the subject can visit a hospital. Well, hopefully you can visit a hospital. We've got a well-staffed one right now, ready for you to go and visit. These should all have employees. Yep, they do. Good. Actually, what range can they get things from? Pretty much the whole map. That's fine then. Okay, things are starting to look nice. We've got a lot of cotton in there. Actually, I'm going to set this up as cotton. Like, if we have so much cotton that it's overflowing, just sell what's there. It doesn't last long. Well, actually, no, it lasts fairly good. So there is a potential for it to overflow. So we do need to be willing to sell that on. I think we're also, yeah, we're selling that up there, so I don't need to sell it down here. Let's go ahead and set that up there. There we go. If you're getting an import of something, you want to be able to get rid of it. Like, if you are just stockpiling and leaving it on the floor, you may as well sell it and get some cash out of that. Right, as for the guard station, this one is finished. Good. Right. Okay. I'm starting to feel that I would like to move my Amevian population down here and have them make use of the fishing spots around this area, perhaps. At the very least, I think a couple more houses down here. We've got... Oh, actually, they're mostly tilapias. Got 5, 10, 15, 25, 35. I think we can have a couple more homes. We definitely need them. What do we need them for? We need them for homeless tilapis and Cretonians. Well, if we set up homes down here, the tilapis might move elsewhere. So we'll have a regular house here, a long house set up here, 2 of them, and another house down here once again. In fact, I probably could have just... actually, you know what? Sure. Let me delete these jobs. I'm just going to copy what we've got over here because it'll copy the same paths and everything else. Copy. Pop that here. Go. And that nice big tree there. Yeah, this looks okay. I could move these across a little bit, though, since I'm now going to have the opportunity to set that up more in line. There we are. So we want this right there. This big tree there. There you go. Now, with that done, I would like to put down some basics. So the first thing I would like is a hearth. Now, this has about 35 people. So one of these would be able to handle 40. I'm going to pop it. It doesn't quite fit where I would like to go. So I guess maybe having it over here isn't the worst idea. Sure, I'll pop the hearth there. So this will allow them to remain warm should it get too cold. We're just going to build a couple of amenities down here. Make this a little area where a population can be over here. You know what? Maybe we should have a name for this area too. Yeah, sure. Okay. The next person to... Actually, we've already got a name in game. Never mind. Vastastic has already got it. So... set you up. We want the color to be blue. Yeah, something like that. And we'll have Vastastic. I will go with Vastastic Isle. Simple. I can move it around in the orders. Actually, I just want this one to be higher up because it's higher up on the map. There you are. So we're going to have a lot of our Amevians down here, I think. We'll do something along those lines. And to that end, we can have a bathhouse. We can have a lavatory. Obviously, we're going to want one of those. We'll set that up in a moment, though. So we'll say, I'm going to get some sleep now, Aavak, but I'll continue listening as I do. And you have a good sleep, mate. I will try to keep my my enthusiasm at a more sleep-appropriate level. Mine says, Helldivers crossover with Factorio. Where do you think the automatons came from? Lord knows I equipped enough Spidertrons with nuke launchers to qualify. Do you actually play that much, Noin? I didn't know you were serving democracy as well. Super democracy, rather, because, you know, Super Earth. I know that Leafin was in there. I played a couple of games of Leafin. Well, since we've now done that, let's add in a couple more decorations, shall we? I wouldn't mind a nice big lamp down here, perhaps. Yep. And we want a good bit of roads as well, all through this area. There we go. And same down here, I think. We will have a big tree. And 2 small trees with some flowers between them. We will also drop down several benches. No way, could it be that I am in time for a long-awaited Aavak stream? Yes. Yes, you are. I mean, you know, we've been streaming for a little while now, but yeah, more or less. I think this area is going to look really nice once we're done. Now, I could set up a little area. I think we're going to need some sort of storage space for some distribution of food and market stuff. I would like a speaker, maybe even a stage. I think getting a speaker over here would be good. And then one just down here as well. The reason why 2 speakers, it was something that I picked up from a stream I was watching recently, actually. And that is that when one speaker goes off the job to satisfy their needs, you don't have a speaker anymore. So having something like this setup means that you can keep one person working at least, and so you don't lose all of your access to that particular role. That makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna have some benches, one there, one looking out. Actually, let's have this one be... What are you looking at? No. Let me change this up a little bit. There we go. 2 and 1. Make it look out over the water's edge. I think that'll be pretty. Very pretty indeed. And likewise, these ones can just kind of sit there and listen to the speaker. What's the difference between this game and RimWorld? Oh, the scale. Easily. I've currently got 1.13k citizens in this colony. RimWorld, you'd be lucky to have 20. 20 would feel like a lot, and your micromanaging would be crazy. In this, you can get up to cities of 10,000 individual subjects. And each unit has this to be said about them. Now, full disclosure, you don't really interact with this. This is just stuff there to make the simulation more lifelike as it's going on. What happens if you get 1.13 thousand pawns in RimWorld? Your computer dies. Or it becomes self-aware. One or the other. You either invoke Skynet or your computer dies. There's no in-between. I'm just going to allow this area to be built up now. We'll move time along again. But we are starting to see us actively making money now. The fact we're no longer having to import opiates, the fact that we're no longer importing any cotton, we're just using it. What I would like to do is get more researchers at this stage. So, time for us to copy another wing here. So copy area. Dunk. All the way down to there. Now this is definitely going to cause us some issue with living space, so we need to further copy this. Actually, what we want to do is this. Cancel. Cancel, cancel. No, okay, fine. Let's start that again, because that would have caused issues. Copy area. I've been copying several areas at once. Dunk. That gives me this. Go. Right. While all of this is going down, there's quite a lot of work that I'm giving our citizens to do, so I think now would be a good time for a tea break. What say you, chat? You a bit thirsty? Do I need to water my chat to make them grow? So let's add in some extra plants in here. I'll copy that up there. Okay, so I'm getting this game when it releases, and that seems to be soon. But I gotta ask, you have such a large settlement. Should town walls not be on the agenda soon, or already built even? It is definitely something to consider, but I tend to not let an enemy approach the town. If someone sets up outside the town, I go to meet them with my army, is my usual response. That being said, there is something to be said about, you know, having a town where you can force the enemy to approach you and then have the massive advantage of, I've got walls, you do not. However, a besieging enemy will build siege equipment. If the rebels attack, they will bring catapults, and the catapults will ruin your walls. So unless you've got catapults to counter their catapults, so the initial phase is always rough because you're basically artillery bombarding each other. And I prefer taking a strong defense is a strong offense kind of approach. You know, as the enemy are approaching my town, I send my army out to kill them before they get within range of my town to start doing damage to it. I'm less of a turtle and more of a rush RTS player. There is a reason why in the very, very brief time that I played StarCraft, I played Zerg, and in the very, very long time that I played Supreme Commander, I played Cybran. I don't need to worry about your super weapons if I don't let you live long enough to build them. When you say invasions are also a thing, I've not encountered a situation where an army simply exists. Rebellions can be a thing, but they would already be inside your walls. So that doesn't really help. Like, if a part of your populace decides to attack you, they're already there. But in terms of invasions, I mean, enemy raids and enemy war, like armies attacking, yeah. If you mean, like, specifically invasions as in an enemy army, like a sizable army, not just like a raider group, yeah, having walls would help with that, in that it might allow you to defend against a significantly larger opponent. I'm not sure though if that would necessarily, like, if it would really give you that much extra ability to survive it. I think, generally speaking, staying ahead of the curve and being friends with people until you are ready to take their land off them is probably a better defense than building walls. But I've not really had a lot of experience with that side of Songs of Syx. So, you know, again, full disclosure sort of thing. I speak with confidence on this, but that confidence is not from the game, it's just from my understanding of just general RTSs. So it could be very, very different in this. So you're right to question it. Right, hopefully we can get all of this set up very soon. Hopefully we can get more furniture as well, frankly, because that is definitely something that's lagging. Seeing more coats though, and we're even starting to see some tools now as well, because we've got enough money to buy the coal and the iron that I need to make the tools. That is a huge thing. That is absolutely huge, actually. Right. We've got the stocks there. Plenty of prisoners on display. People are having a lot of fun. Maybe we should add a little humiliation square down here as well. But for now, I think just let the houses be built. Need to get the homeless population down. I dislike seeing my people without a place to live. Maybe getting a guard post over there would be wise. A guard post down here would definitely be wise. Make sure that my people are also feeling safe. Oh. Actually, I thought it'd be better over here. No. It's fine. I'll allow that to be built there. That'll give me a good spread. There's a little area here where it might be worthwhile, but for now, I think this is okay. There's a lot of Talapis moving down here. Oh, of course. Moving down here because of all of the ranches. Right. That makes sense. We got 11 that want to move in. Sure, I'll allow it. Do the guards count as an army if you're invaded? They will fight if you're invaded, yeah. Which is part of the reason why I'm reticent to get rid of my Argonosh guards. Because if an enemy army did just wander through, my potential militia is actually terrifying. So if like a division like 50 Cretonians decided to rush the throne and I've got 5 Argonosh guarding it, it's not clear who's going to win. In fact, the odds are probably on the Argonosh. So there's rhyme and reason even with them as slaves instead of free citizens. That's a very well-groomed Argonosh there. Well done. The rest of them are covered in blood. Maybe they've been chowing down on some of the scallywag prisoners. There are lots of bodies in there. Where's my mass grave? I forget where I put it. That is a graveyard. Where did I put the mass grave? Oh, no. Uh-oh. Did I get rid of the mass grave? Ah, no. No, it should warn me if I'd gotten rid of the mass grave, surely. It should give me a big old warning saying, hey, you're not sticking the corpses of the dead people anywhere. This is bad for business because now people are sick. I'm still not seeing it, though. Alright. We're going to stick a mass grave down here for all the corpses from the arena. Because you can't put... You can't put prisoners' bodies in the graveyard. They have to go to the mass grave. I don't make the rules on that one. That is literally just the way it is. I'm surprised it hasn't warned me that there's people getting sick because just the bodies in the arena. Maybe that's just adding to the charm. I mean, it certainly doesn't seem to be turning people off. Like, it's marvelous watching the gladiators fight across the rugged terrain of the bodies of their kinsmen. What a glorious day at the gladiatorial pit. I'll bring my child next time. I love seeing their tiny, scaly little tail wag from excitement as the professional soldiers reenact some great battle using 15 slaves. Sometimes I do wonder if we might be the baddies in this scenario, chat. I am concerned. We're not at skulls on our uniform levels yet, but I do wonder if it's not just a matter of time. Do mass graves disappear when full? No. No, just the corpses eventually decay. That's all that happens. Right, we are definitely doing okay with paper. How are we doing with regards to our admin? Our admin is alright. It's not great, but it is okay. Things are going all right, about as all right as they could possibly go over here. I'm actually happy with that. Let's see over here. Not perfect. I need one more. I might actually get to the point of expanding this out before I get that one more workforce. Or I could get rid of the Aavak pasture for now. It's not really bringing me in that much. Oh, that being said, it's bringing me in 49 hides, actually. Because this would grow a lot faster. Right now, it's just filling up with tilapis at this point. It's kind of reached a state of equilibrium almost. The tilapis are growing the population here. The moment this hits 1.2, I can expand this and I'll have a lot more build power. Ooh, wait. Why is that dropping so fast? That is dropping dangerously fast. Now, that's the problem. You need a lot of administration. We've suddenly lost a lot of people. Why? Like 11 there. Oh, I finished my new lab. Drat. Okay, I need to rejig humans' work priorities. So let's go into that. Humans. Laboratories. Administration is a higher priority now than laboratories or libraries. And laboratories are a higher priority than libraries. Obviously, the human nursery is the highest priority and will remain that. There we go. That should ensure that people go to the right place. Hopefully. Really, hopefully. There we go. They've realized what they need to do. Alright. Crisis somewhat averted. Be a bit shy on the research side of things, but that's okay. The main thing is that we keep our admin going up. Because that, if your admin goes too low, like you can go for a while without worry, but if admin drops too low from where it needs to be, then that can cause issues for you. But with all of this technology, we're going to be able to upgrade a couple of things. Quite a few things, actually. But that is something we're going to do when I come back from the next tea break, which it is overdue. We need to go and have a tea break, and then when we return, I'll be probably upgrading a couple of our industries to work a little bit better, especially the weaving one, because that is really, really falling behind at the moment. We've got stupid amounts of cotton, and I need that to be a lot better. I might forget the hunting. I don't think we need that for the meat anymore. And instead invest in something else. Again, maybe even more stuff down there. We could upgrade our homes, which would allow us to actually give basements, which would add more room for people. We could go for psychology. We could go for medicine. This would generally make people happier. We could give elderly care, which would allow more people to, retire, which would make them very happy. We can also get grooming, fine dining, so we can get a barber basically, and fine dining. We can finally get a school. Now, the school would mean that our offspring enter the workforce much better educated, and this has an enormous impact on things like labs, like staggering impact on labs. But we could also get law and order, further refine our justice system to be more just. We've got a lot of options. An awful lot of options, but we will check those out when we come back. For now, though... Oops, sorry. You are going to watch... you can watch the town square. In fact, you can watch this town square this time, I think. Yeah, I think this will be a good one. I will drop a save, though, because I forgot to do that last time. That was rather silly of me. There we go. Overwrite that. Confirm. I prefer not to forcefully shut anything down. I'd rather just change the priorities that people have so that they're working the more important jobs. I find that that is a better solution, generally speaking. But okay, I will leave you with a view of the town square of Matton Fields. We still need to build the new one for Vastastic Isle. And then, ultimately, we still need to build the Grove. But increasingly, it seems unlikely that I'm going to be using it as a grove. I think it's just going to be a massive pasture area, ultimately, for the Talapi. I don't think gaining wood from that is better than having a separate region make the wood for me. But anyway, I will be back soon. You've got a couple of minutes to go grab your own drinks, stretch your legs, etc., etc. And when we return, we will be spending some of those sweet, sweet technology points on, well, sweet, sweet technology. See you then. And I'm back. That took me way longer than expected because first I made my tea, then I noticed that Lady Sheila was up, so I had a brief chat with her, and then Tilly wanted attention and food, and then I heard the ferrets in the cage, and I had to go and give them attention because they knew I was up. Ah, my lord, it was a saga. But I'm back now. Also, I've already shared this news with the Dapplings on Discord, but I got some good news from the vet today, which is a rare thing for me when I take the ferret to the vet. Aries is doing well. Obviously, he's got lymphoma, and that's more of a case of hopefully they'll just be good days and things like that. And he is doing well. He started to gain weight because he'd lost a lot of weight due to the consequence of the steroids he's on to help manage the symptoms of his lymphoma. But he's actually put a bit of that back on, which is a really good sign. Always good to see. Still bouncy and playful, but just keeping track of things like his weight is important. But Athena, who we felt that we were worried that she had developed lymphoma, and again, all of the other ferrets had, so it wasn't too much of a surprise when in the last vet visit, because we take her with Aries to get a checkup at this point. The vet said that she could feel lumps, and she was pretty certain that it was a sign that Athena was developing lymphoma as well. In this vet visit, the vet actually felt around and is fairly certain it was just fatty lumps. She'd been put on her winter weight, and whilst the lymph nodes may have been a little bit swollen, it could have just been that she was fighting off a cold at the time. But he is not at all convinced that she has lymphoma. So right now, her prognosis has been downgraded from a probably has lymphoma to a probably doesn't have lymphoma. And in 3 more months, again, the next checkup, we will check. And at that point, if the lumps haven't in some way significantly grown or expressed again, then it is very unlikely that she has it, because after 6 months, if she had lymphoma, all of the lymph nodes would have swollen noticeably. So super happy about that. Hence why the moment Athena and Aries were making noise, I was like, okay, you get my attention. I mean, that's usually like that, if I'm perfectly honest, but especially happy times right now. Athena's like, I don't know what I did, but I'm getting so much joyous snugs and attention. I'm loving life right now. More than usual. Can I have more treats, please? Yes, thank you. Yeah, she is so soft. She has lost her winter coat, though, so her fur is no longer like, burying your face in an actual cloud, and it's more like burying your face in an extremely soft, fuzzy animal. But ferrets that have got Angora in them, that is just a whole thing I never knew until I got these two. It is wild. They are so fluffy. Right. Now then, I was away for a lot longer than I was expecting. So there's a lot more stuff that I need to have a look at and make sure things didn't break. But it looks like, for the most part, we are where we need to be, which I'm very glad for. How is the army doing right now? Let's have a look. Okay, there's only 2 recruits here now, which is actually very nice. The melee training as a whole has dropped a lot because I brought a lot of fresh recruits in. So now the overall experience and training of the division has lowered. But I am very glad to see that there are 42 fully trained members of Iffin's Immorals. That now, 50 was the maximum before. So it's not like they've actually lost much combat strength there. That's really, really good. As for Rose Thorns, there's only 13 fully trained Rose Thorns. Now, part of that is I have increased the amount of archery training required, so the entire group needed to retrain. But they have no recruits at this point, so there are 70 deployable soldiers here. But the archery experience is lower. Hopefully they can pull that up reasonably fast, though. But having 70 well-trained soldiers there is going to be a very, very big help for us. Apex Carpet Sharks, yes. Absolutely. Alright, how are we doing for cash? We're doing very good, and Cotton is doing well as well. Alright, let's have a look at things that we can upgrade then. I want to get the school. I would very much like to get our children educated. There we are. How are we doing for paper? We're actually doing okay for paper. Good, 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 good. The other stuff I would like to invest in then, I mean, we could go for law and order. That might be a good thing to go for. Are people looking for that much right now? Access. Would it be under population? No. Government, there we are. Judged. The Talapi like it. The Cretonians like it. Dondorian, pretty much I imagine everyone is going to like the idea. Some of them straight up want to see people executed. You are wild. Alright. Only the Cretonians don't like to see executions. I may set it up. That being said, I don't think anyone really cares to see people killed in the arena, like as punishment. They like it for the entertainment value, but as punishment, it's not something that they really enjoy. But getting people judged would be a big help, I think. The only other thing would be to go for something like having better food preferences, so getting them better eateries. It wouldn't help the Cretonians because they prefer to just eat raw anyway. But the humans especially, and the Amevius, would definitely benefit from that. And that might be well worth my investing in. Drink rations as well, maybe getting some more brewing going on. That wouldn't be a bad one either. But we are barely making use of the cotton that we've got, so I would like to improve the weaving tech. So let's go ahead and invest some knowledge in that. Let's put a little bit more in there. There we go, that'll help out a bit. I could upgrade the brewery. That is always an option. Could also increase our ability to house people. That would cost a cool 1,000 straight off the bat, but it would dramatically improve the situation of being able to get people housed in the city. I think going for fine dining is a given though. And yeah, we're going to grab extra housing as well. There we go. All right. So with that, our weavers should be able to get a bit more on the go. I wouldn't mind upgrading it a bit further, actually. That's going to be very, very expensive, though. If I wanted to buy that... Oh, that's so much. How much money do we have? We take almost all the money just to upgrade this. But it would be extremely useful. Where are the furnishings? That is here. Right, I want to stop selling this unless I've got... Sell over 400 items, sure. I need to start reserving the items to get this upgraded. I see no reason to get that myself. What I will do now is I'm going to buy the components. This is an exceptionally expensive thing to do, but it is necessary. So we're going to want, let's say, 120. They do not have even remotely that much. Okay. Well, do I want to go from them then? Maybe instead I go from here. Let's see, 120. Yeah, so that's way... Why did I... Maybe it's because they are offering the best price right now, but they have so few that the price goes up really quickly. Yeah, they're currently offering the best price, but they have a lot more resources, and so the price isn't as volatile. It's 308 there. I'll take from them. And as for my own resources... no, I need those. Let's sell a wallop load of livestock. We will sell... decent amount of opiates. We will sell a lot of cloth. Actually, no, we won't sell the cloth. We'll sell all of the clothing, sure. Sell all the spare tools. At this point, it is gonna be hard to get the money where it needs to be. But it's important that I do. Don't want to sell everything of something. I want to sell most of it. I do have enough to cover the cost at this point. Comfortably. So I'll probably do that. I do not want to sell all of this. There we go. Right, I'll cover the 52 then. 52, 200 you can have. There we go. And that's just to get 120 of these gears. They are expensive. My god. Another question about this game. How do you maintain a decent fighting force in this game? I might have been a bit bad at the demo, but it felt like people were dying faster than I could train them due to natural causes. I mean, that does happen, unfortunately. They do die quickly, but I've not really struggled too much at keeping a decent fighting force. They do trail off. Like, I've very rarely got a full fighting force of fully trained people. Like, they're dying faster than I can train them in that regard, but never so much so that, like, I don't have a mostly full strength division. Right. There we go. That was a staggering amount of materials, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I need to bring in more wood at this point. Probably a bit more stone too. Right, there we are. Hey, Blue Zest, how much longer is Aavak about? Probably about 2 hours. I would say at a guess. Once Lady Sheilab is up, we'll probably head into town, get a tea, have a relax, maybe do a bit of book browsing in Waterstones. This little place is starting to look nice. Now, we can upgrade a bunch of things, and I will get to that. However, before then, got a couple of things we need to work on. We have... Now, would it be in... yeah, there we are, school. That's what we want. We want to start educating our childrens. Hey. My God, Darkfire Phoenix, you're in so many places. Right. Do I want... I guess I need to have a lot of room. Or something like this. I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it. No, that is definitely not the right way to do it. Let's have some... Well, let's not have the desk staring straight into a pillar, shall we? That seems like it's not exactly going to be the most conducive to our learners actually learning anything. Let's pull that back. Blue says, thank you so much for the raid, mate. Diolch yn fawr iawn, buddy. We're raiding your void. Clearly you mean the void that is created from hollow cubes once they're fed to the Annihilator. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can if you want. I've got far too much void, frankly, and I haven't built the void appreciation chancel yet to do anything with it. So it's just slowly clogging up all of my resource buildings. It's frankly a menace. You can have all of it you want. You're doing me a favor. But welcome, Blues Ass. What were you playing, mate? And welcome, Raiders. You've arrived just as I'm setting up a school to educate the future generations of Depernia in how to better manage. How do I do this without incriminating myself? To better manage the extremely happy people who are finally under our rule instead of the rule of someone else who doesn't know what they're doing. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. They are extremely happy for us to have conquered them. I mean, to have liberated them. Let's pop some desks down here as well. This will allow 10 peeps to learn. I'm going to imagine that the carpets are going to let me get a lot more. This is going to take a load of paper, though. I'm stinky from Fear Sweat. We played Voices of the Void, and creepy stuff kept happening. I see. How creepy is creepy, though? Are we talking like, you know, it's advertised as horror survival, but really it's more like anxiety, more. It's like a thriller rather than a horror. Or are we talking full-on existential dread, eldritch creatures? The wall is... Sorry, the stones are quiet because the forest is listening, kind of Watership Down levels of dread. There's a dog loose in the wood. Psychedelic visions of warrens full of rabbits being snuffed out by suffocation because angry diggers are trying to churn their bodies into mulch. Like, what level of dread are we at? Are we at like a 3-year-old watching Watership Down levels of dread, or something a little bit more palatable? Like, I walk into a room and hear sudden running footsteps coming at me from an invisible creature, and I run screaming. I see. Fair enough. Definitely more thriller, says Aranita. Three-year-old? Jeez, I was terrified as a 10-year-old. Yeah. Watership Down is not fit for young children. Source. I'm still recovering. My God. What game is this about? Okay, so this is an empire building game. This is Songs of Syx. You can sort of think Dwarf Fortress, but less sort of fantasy dwarves and more fantasy the fall of Rome. It is less like simulation detailed down to the individual person pulling the ligament in their left arm, and kind of more empire engagement. Like, we're managing different regions that we've conquered and sending our armies out and actually controlling the fight. This is our capital city, which we run more like a city builder, though. So currently I'm building a school for our for the children that we are actually breeding within the city. So these are natives to the city rather than immigrants, which most of the population is. So there's a lot to this game, so it's a little bit hard to kind of nail down in a nutshell. But I feel that I keep coming back to the whole description of the fall of Rome as a game. It has that kind of feeling to it. It has that kind of epic going on. And there we go. I think this is going to be a lovely room. And that will educate 16 children at a time. There we go. I think that's a good starting point. Well, that being said, it's 12 children, 24 children. I guess I could just keep copying this building where I need it. And I think that'll probably be what we do. What are we making it out of? Are we making it a grand building? No, let's not make it a grand building. That is a little bit much. Let's make it a stone building. I think that would work better. And maybe... no. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and nail that down. There we are, and we'll get that to be done. 16 kids out of how many? We actually don't have that many. Well, we might do, thinking about it. Let me just accept some more people, because we need some more workers. Let's have a look. So, sort by age. Filter none. Well, we've got a lot of children, actually. So, the different races age up at different times. Like, I've got a 2.8-year-old Dondorian, but they literally come into existence as adults because they don't get born. You can't have a breeding population of Dondorians because they just walk out of this forest after bright lights, fully formed as an adult. Because the dwarves in this world are just different. But we're still right. So the Cretonians they reach maturity around age, like, I guess 3, 4. The humans, though, at that age are still children. The Telapis at age 5 are definitely adults, and humans are definitely adults at age 5. So we've got a decent amount of children from about here. So actually not that many, ultimately. I don't know if there is a way for me to see children specifically, unfortunately. There might be, but... oh, yeah, 22. Literally says there. So 22 children in total. So I can just build another one of those as well, and then we'll be able to take care of all of them. But they'll be they'll be growing up and entering school at different rates based on their maturity. Kenny, thank you very much for the 98 months. Only 2 more months, and I'm in triple digits. Indeed you are. You can zoom right in, or you can zoom all the way out. They never really look that distinct, like literally just rolling over a bunch of people resting on the floor, a bunch of kids just lying there because they're winded with a wheelbarrow, you monster. Or you can zoom out all the way to this point where you've got, again, this is just our capital city, and this is the one that you specifically control. You start off with just you, a throne room, and 10 people, like you're kind of pioneers, but then you slowly build this place. We're currently at a population of 1.16, and each person can be clicked on. They've got lives, they've got stuff they're doing, things they aspire to. Some of them have been uplifted to nobles, some were born here, some like certain people, have friends and all that. This is a game where your main city could have populations in the tens of thousands. So, saying that kind of looks like an ant farm, yeah, by the time you get to that point, you're probably looking at it more like an ant farm, definitely. But on the world map, This is our capital city. And this is the world. Now, you don't go into each city and manage them. On this stage, on the kind of the global stage, you manage the towns more in a sense of you are literally the kind of the liege lord. They are fiefs, they're vassals, and they are paying taxes to you. For example, this one sends us 19 opiates a day. Don't ask. This one sends us 50 meat, 6 livestock, 389 cotton, and 50 leather a day. And is almost at the population where I'm going to be able to start expanding it further. These we conquered from other civilizations, and each one has different sort of resources. For example, this one actually has some nice gem deposits there, so we might want to mine those later as well. We're already conducting trade with our neighbors. Anyone that we have like these lines along the roads or the ports connect. This one, for example, is trading. We've bought stone and coal, and all of this is happening on the world map. These caravans are moving around. This one is trade. This one is tithes, so they're bringing along some of the tithed opiates from Mokken down there. And if I have a look in here, I can see each of the various things coming my way. I've just bought some ore. Now, that might not have even come from this place. It probably did, considering that that is the obvious trade route there. But the trade routes move along the ocean at certain like along the coastlines, so from between ports, along the roads, so on and so forth. So if you've got a connection to another area, you can start trading with them, and that's part of the reason why I've chosen to conquer the places that I've conquered, is so that I can open up trade routes with different civilizations, all of which have different like courts and standings, so on and so forth. And we've opened trade routes, and so my capital city is now actively buying and trading with them, kind of in an automatic, kind of in an automated way. As I get excess resources, I tend to sell them off, and I buy in resources so that I can process them further into better resources. So now the cell says, okay, Aavak, I need clarification. The humans are normal. The elves are cannibals and chop down trees. The dwarves just pop out of the ground, proving Gimli wrong. The lizard folk are normal, honestly. The spiders are friendly, and they just like blood and death, but they get along fine with everyone else. Yes, pretty much. Also, the giants are mostly friendly, and basically just like to see justice. Because there's also the blue giants. The Cantors. The Argonaut and the Cantors are like ancient races. They are not at all like these. To get them in your city is very difficult and very complicated. And they are ridiculous. For example, I'll give you the example of a human in terms of their like weight, and then a Cantor in terms of their weight. So let's bring up the humans for comparison's sake. If we go down here to their physical stats, a human weighs about 80 kilos, a Cantor weighs 400 kilos. And it will have some information about their average height or something ridiculous, but the Cantors are just ancient creatures. They're hundreds upon hundreds of years old. There not many are left of them in the world, and the Argonaut are kind of like that, only they're spiders. So you can sort of think of them like, you know, the children of Ungoliant. I knew we shouldn't trust the elves. Damn right. I work at Walmart. I can guarantee you there are humans that weigh 400 kilos. Okay, fair. The Cantors weigh 400 kilos without being fat. Like, they are lean, muscular creatures. They're not that weight because there's an excess of flesh. They are that weight because they are that big. Their skeleton is that huge and their muscles are that gigantic.